in my family, while you're in my house, you have to obey my law. It's possible. If you practice the law without a license, lawyers have to have a license to practice the law. Do you have a license to practice the law? Practicing the law without a license is illegal. Maybe you should stop practicing the law before you get into trouble. We say we are a nation, a country of laws, governed by the rule of law. I guess we could say we are a society of laws, a law society. Then I must be a member of a law society. I know lawyers are members of a law society. But am I a member of a law society? Maybe I am. I can choose to represent myself in court. Does that make me an officer of the court? But if we're all members of a law society, does that mean I'm a lawyer? I practice the law. Maybe I am. Did you know that lawyers are taught in law schools to disregard what they may think is right or wrong? Just get that out of your head. They're trained to only think in terms of what is legal or illegal. Have you been taught to disregard what is right and wrong? And to think in terms of only what is legal or illegal? If you're going to represent yourself in court, disregarding what is right and wrong would be helpful. So the basic definition of legal insanity rests upon your ability to know what is right and wrong. If you don't know what's right and wrong, you can't be held legally responsible. You're insane. So if your lawyer has been trained to disregard what is right and wrong, your lawyer doesn't know what's right or wrong. Is your lawyer legally insane? Legally, he must be. Even judges will render a legal opinion. It may be right, it may be wrong, but it will be legal. So what does legal mean? If I do what is legal and refrain from doing what is illegal, is that right or wrong? It's neither right nor wrong. It's either legal or illegal. Killing Jews in Germany was legal. Abortion is legal. Sodomy is legal. Hating sodomy is illegal. Legalese, the language of a law society. Dictionaries tell you legal means according to law, in conformity with law, recognized and valid in law, agrees with the law. Why not just say it's the law? If it was the law, then we would not need the word legal. I think legal has more to do with the will, your will, or more specifically, willful support. Why? Because the legal system requires your will. If you cannot form a will, you cannot be held legally responsible for your act. Didn't know what I was doing. Also, a legal system requires your support. If something is legal, you have a leg to stand on. Support. If it is illegal, you do not have a leg to stand on. No support. You will find no support for something illegal. I also know that a will has no force or effect while the testator of the will is still alive. I have to wonder how the will of the people, which is the supreme law, has any force or effect while we're all still walking around alive. Let's talk about real law. Never heard that word before. I made it up. We've heard of positive law, but what's real law? Well, real law is just the way things are, the way things ought to be. You could say that real law is always right and proper. I wonder if we could make real law illegal. The law of gravity. That's real law. Just the way it is. I can't create it, amend it, repeal it. It's been laid down and established by someone. Someone made that law. Maybe I could get my member of parliament to write a bill to amend gravitational law. If I can get that law passed, I'll be able to jump 60 feet high, like Superman. I'll be able to practice the supernatural. Something beyond, something that transgresses the law. I've just told you one of the most important parts of the trick. Making laws is the practice of the supernatural. Law of mathematics. Who made 4 plus 4 equals 8? Who made that law? 4 plus 4 equals 8 is right. 4 plus 4 equals 9 is wrong. When I was in school, the teacher would say, that's right, that's wrong. That sounds like real law to me. I remember when I was in grade 11, I took a course in legal math. Yeah, legal math. I remember the teacher asked me, he said, Marcus, what is 8 plus 8? I said, 88. She said, no, Marcus, that's illegal. That's illegal. I had to go to jail for a month. So, real law is something you can scientifically test repeatedly and always get the same result. That is law. Laws cannot be changed. It is established, or it's not real law. It is immutable. What makes law enforceable? Well, the promise. What makes law? The will of something. What makes law enforceable? The promise of the will. What makes a promise enforceable? The right of the promisee. The one who received the promise. He has a right to that. You see, the will is always about the future. It is like prophecy. I will see you next Tuesday. You never say, I will see you last Wednesday. And if you say you will, come and see me next Tuesday, that is a promise, and I have a right to it. Are you going to keep your word? Now, that's all you need to know about law for now. What is law? This comes from the Ministry of Justice, Justice Canada website. What is law? Then the next thing underneath, they put why we need laws. You see, this is a bait and switch. They're going to tell you what is the law. But they can't do that. So now they're just going to tell you why we need laws, but you're going to think they're telling you what is the law. So I'll read this little short thing they had on their website, government website. Almost everything we do has a set of rules. There are rules for games, for social clubs, for sports, and for the workplace. Rules of morality and custom should tell us what we should and should not do. Rules made by government are called laws. Laws are meant to control or change our behavior, and unlike rules of morality, they are enforced by the courts. Excuse me? Unlike rules of morality, the courts don't enforce rules of morality. They just said morality and custom tells us what the law is. Just contradict themselves. If you break a law, whether you like that law or not, what do you mean whether I like that law or not? It's either your law or it isn't your law. It has nothing to do with liking it or not liking it. See, they're not going to tell you what the law is, how the law is made, and how this works. They just tell you whether you like it or not. Send a policeman out with a gun, force it on you, scare the hell out of you. You don't know anything about the law. This is your government writing to you. Whether you like it or not, obey the law. You may have to pay a fine, pay for the damage you've done, or go to jail. Ever since people began to live together in society, laws have been necessary to hold that society together. Did you know that? Is that why we have law? To keep you in captivity, locked together in a society? I thought laws were like to protect your life and your property and don't kill each other and steal. No. They're saying laws are necessary to hold you all together. So you can't get out, can't escape.